Hello everyone, my name's Danielle, I'm a writer, I'm a reader, I'm a student, and I have oftentimes talked about my goal setting on this channel. Casually like, oh, these are my New Year's resolutions or these are my quarterly goals, and I realized that I never actually went into detail how I went about going through or even picking those goals for myself and how I would even just set those goals. So I wanted to talk to you about that today. I find goal setting to be incredibly fun. Like, I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for goal setting, and I truly believe that. It's because, it's so much easier for me to do things when I know why I'm doing them, especially when it's written on paper, because then I don't have to think, or I don't have to make as much choices in my day-to-day life, because I get decision fatigue quite easily. So I find that doing it all in one go is really good for me. And I want to start off macro level and then slowly but surely go into a more narrower aspect. One thing that really helps me is being able to create a vision board. Lots of different things that you can see on here. This is my dream life. A lot of it is symbolic, a lot of it is literal. Which one is which, you'll never know. I want this to be my life.
Hello everyone, I lost some footage, so this is what we're doing. So I realized that I can categorize my life into the following sections: writing, academic, financial, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Of course, I encourage you to personalize it in any way that you see fit. You can add mental, intellectual, and familial goals. So in each category, I try to imagine what the perfect version of me is. For example, with writing, that means that I finish writing my book, I write consistently, even start a podcast. For academia, I've gone to grad school, I have a 3.75 plus GPA. For financial, I save 50% of my check and I learn about investing. For emotional, I have hobbies and I maintain close relationships with my family and friends. For physical, I want to do a gosh dang pull-up. And for spiritual, I read books and am involved in church. We got our mind, right? So next, we're going to look at the big picture. And I tend to focus on goals that could double dip into 2 or more categories, such as meditation will help you emotionally and spiritually. The writing goals will also benefit my finances. So as of right now, how in line are you in that vision of perfect you? And what can you do in your life currently to get there? So I organize my goals via SMART goals. It's an acronym. I learned it in a study skills class I took in college. It's an acronym. It stands for specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time. This was a literal assignment that I had to do. I had to fill out this template. I chose to set the goal to read more. Very common goal. A lot of bookworms can relate to that. So for specific, I want to read 50 books. That seems doable for me personally. I tend to finish a book a week. So for actionable, I put that I can read 1 hour every day. I can easily fit that into either just waking up early or reading for an hour before I go to bed. I can treat that as a wind down. For relevant, it's the why you want to do it. And I want to read books not just for my career, but also because it improves your knowledge and it builds empathy. Time, I'll check back in next year. If you're watching this in 2030, I love this template. I use this a lot when I was just starting to learn how to goal set. After that, another layer, I'll focus more on the time aspect and start to give myself deadlines for these goals. I made this little graphic, I suppose, to show the funnel that I use when I do goal set. So from 10 years to 5 to 1 to quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. And of course, I have different goals for each one. And also the daily goals do tend to be more detailed and ultimately more achievable than the goals that are going to be in the 10-year ones, because those are very vague.
However, to succeed in life, it's always going to be a struggle juggling all of your different priorities. When I wake up in the morning, I don't choose whether I should brush my teeth or not. I just do it because it's a force of habit. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to make that choice. So once I get settled into a routine, that is what really helps. You're not going to be able to save $5,000 just like that. And, depending on your circumstances, it may be near impossible for you to do that. There are people living paycheck to paycheck. There are people facing systematic barriers of oppression that are keeping them from accessing financial security. That's not fair. That shouldn't happen. However, the things that are in your control, I find that doing them makes me feel better. And the systems of habit that I have, I've since realized that It's not the goal setting itself that will make you get there. It's the boring, mundane steps in between that will ultimately get you to achieve your goals. That's not what I wanted to hear either. You can strive to get a 3.75 GPA all you want, but if you don't have a routine of going to the library every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 4 to 9 p.m. and you study straight, it's not going to happen. And ultimately, the more systems you have in place, the less decisions you have to make, and because of that, you get to save yourself energy. Those are my goal setting, and I may show you another video on how it looks like in my bullet journal. That is how I set goals. I hope this was clear enough. Goal setting, or more like setting systems in place for me to help teacher me. That is how I ended up transferring. That's how I wrote my first book. That's how I have been stuck on YouTube for 5 years now. I'm having a hell of a time. And I think that being able to see the joy in the mundane parts of life is what's really going to help you just survive. When I'm having like a rough day or a low energy day, what I will oftentimes do is look at that vision board in the beginning. I'll look at that vision board in the beginning, and I will remind myself what I'm working towards. Because I find that so often in the everyday mundane aspects of living, it's so easy to kind of turn disillusioned or blind to what you're working towards in the first place. So being able to see a big picture whenever you need it is always fantastic, and I find that it is a fantastic motivation helper. Let me know what your goals are. Ooh, what are my goals currently? Yeah, I really want to know what your guys' goals are. I love learning about people's goal settings and their systems of organization. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Danielle, and I'm trying to post new videos every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I would greatly appreciate it if you clicked on my face to subscribe. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye.